Let's listen to a little bit from. Do you mind if I point out that this is your representative in Congress there, Cameron? Jim Moran?
No, feel free. It reminds me every day.
So this is Cameron's congressperson who apparently didn't listen to Cameron's plea to pass H.R. 822.
He's actually the congressperson who covers this studio as well.
Well,
when you think about it.
Well, you're right, I guess. Hey, Jim Moran. I'm in a much better mood than you are tonight, sir. And you know what? I'm not going to be beating up any children either. I mean, remember there was the allegation that Jim Moran got into a little fisticuff action with an 8-year-old a few years ago. And he was on the floor of the House today speaking out against H.R. 822, the National Right to Carry Reciprocity Act. Let's listen to the good representative from Northern Virginia.
Mr. Speaker, the first reason this bill should be defeated is that it usurps state authority and replaces it with a lowest common denominator federal directive. This is a radical piece of legislation. In fact, today, 43 states are not in compliance with this law.
Wait,
38 states.
What does he mean 43 states aren't in compliance with this law? The law is a national right to carry reciprocity bill. It simply says that if you are a state that has a carry law or you are a concealed carry holder with a valid concealed carry license from a state that issues concealed carry licenses, then you can carry in any of the other states that issue concealed carry licenses. How can you not be in compliance with that? I doubt we're going to actually get an answer from Representative Moran, so let's just keep listening.
States today prevent people from carrying concealed weapons if they have certain dangerous misdemeanor criminal convictions. 35 states require the completion of a short gun safety program. The Commonwealth of Virginia has weakened its gun laws over the past 2 years, allowing concealed guns in bars and renewal of permits by mail. I disagree with these actions, but I would never question the General Assembly's authority to make these decisions.
All right, stop. And that won't change. That won't change. The Commonwealth of Virginia will not lose any of the powers that it possesses to regulate where concealed carry is allowed. The Commonwealth of Virginia will not lose any of the powers that it currently has to determine the process of obtaining a concealed carry license in the state of Virginia. I don't know what Representative Moran is talking about. Oh, and Representative Moran, who disagrees with the loosening of Virginia's gun laws over the past couple of years, what's been the result, Representative Moran? Have we seen restaurants and other establishments that serve alcohol where concealed carry holders can now go and enjoy dinner with their family? Have we seen these places turn into saloons out of the wild, wild west? I know that's, the favorite comparison the anti-gunners like to make. No, we haven't, any more than we've seen that in Tennessee or Ohio or any of the other states that have passed restaurant carry over the past couple of years. The scare argument doesn't really work when the results are there for all to see and the results aren't scary. All right, more from Representative Moran.
But this bill makes our state legislature's judgment irrelevant.
No, it doesn't.
This is a federal power grab coming from a majority that claims to be a defender of states' rights.
All right, stop. And we've gone over this argument before, the states' rights argument. States have powers. I'm a big fan of the 10th Amendment, but I'm also a fan of individual rights. And clearly, Congress is well within its purview to act in this regard. Not only did you have the McDonald decision in which the Supreme Court incorporated the Second Amendment against state and local government intrusion through the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, but you also have had, in the past couple of years, Congress take up several other right-to-carry issues, including the H.R. 218, which was the Right to Carry Reciprocity Act for active and retired law enforcement officers. You had the National Park Carry Bill, which was passed just a couple of years ago, signed into law by President Obama, again as part of a underlying piece of legislation. So Congress has acted on the issue of concealed carry, and they've done it for a very simple reason. The 14th Amendment allows Congress, in fact, directs Congress and directs the federal government to ensure that our rights are not abrogated away from us or stripped from us by state or local governments. That's exactly what the city of Chicago was doing when they were banning handguns. And they told all of the residents there you couldn't legally own one unless you were an alderman. Then you could have a handgun. Then you could actually carry concealed. But if you were just an average Joe, you did not get to own the most commonly owned type of firearm in the United States. Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. It's a fundamental right. The Second Amendment is a fundamental right of individual Americans. And the federal government stepped in and said, you can't ban handguns, Chicago. So I've got news for Representative Moran. It is not a power grab to ensure that individuals have freedom and liberty. That's not a power grab. If anything, that is a redistribution of power back to the people. All right, more from the representative.
Second reason that this bill should be defeated is that our law enforcement professionals oppose it.
Not
the
all of them.
International Association of Chiefs of Police, the Major Cities Police Chiefs Association, the Virginia Association of Chiefs of Police all oppose this bill. Why? Because they know that it will be nearly impossible for police to verify the validity of 49 different carry permits, placing officers in potentially life-threatening situations.
All right, stop for a second. Whoa, hang on. Indiana, the state of Indiana has universal recognition, which means, in essence, that if you want to see how this would work in real life, look at Indiana, because they've already basically got it. They'll accept anybody's permits from any other state. Now, are there problems in Indiana with concealed carry holders coming in from out of state and the police not being able to check on their permits? No, I've not seen a single news story about that. I've not seen one complaint. Oh, this is horrible. We don't know how we're going to be able to. We don't know how we do our job every day right now as it is. Again, you talk about scare tactics. Well, how are the cops going to be able to do their job? Pretty easily, actually. The same way they do their job now. All right, more from Representative Moran.
Some states don't even keep verifiable databases of those who have been issued concealed carry permits. Law enforcement is trying to curb illegal gun smuggling, but this bill allows traffickers with concealed carry permits to transport firearms into destination states and present an unverifiable permit if stopped by police. This is a blatant legislative overreach, presumably because it was next on the NRA's legislative wish list. We should defeat this bill, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Love the assertion that there are a lot of gun traffickers among right-to-carry holders. I don't know about you. I'm guessing not too many gun traffickers go down to their local police departments, get fingerprinted, undergo a background check so that they can actually get a concealed carry license to facilitate in the trafficking of firearms. I'm sorry, Representative Moran, but and by the way, why is it Representative Jim Moran is so incensed about the idea of national reciprocity, and yet I haven't heard him say word one about Operation Fast and Furious? The only people who should be carrying guns are people that have been pre-screened by the ATF who are taking the guns to Mexico, Cam. Okay. I mean, is that the representative's position? Certainly has a lot more outrage over right to carry reciprocity than Operation Fast and Furious.